My name's Doug Cleverly. My business is Genta, and we manufacture pharmaceuticals, but for animals, not human beings. I'm a research chemist, so I'm all about growing things and building things and so forth. So the first sort of 3 years of our business is all about growth, 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 growth. Now our business is very capital intensive, so that means borrow, 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 borrow. So we came into the GFC with a vast amount of debt and diminishing revenues, and that really put a huge amount of strain on the business. So we went from the euphoria of growth to the horrors of retrenchment and over massive debt, and also very, very grumpy bankers. But at the end of the day, it was interesting because we were able to trade out of that, and the bankers were our greatest ally. So whilst we didn't have some very pleasurable conversations early on, later on we sort of got on well, and we still are. It doesn't sound the right sort of thing to say, but the GFC was kind of a good one for Argenta, in the sense that Argenta had all this growth and we'd amassed this revenue and this client base. But the GFC taught us to be lean, it taught us to hone down systems and processes and make sure we squeezed margin out of the revenues that we'd had amassed. So we were quite pleased with the outcome of the GFC, if you like, because it made us highly cost competitive. And we ended up getting more and more business, which further reduced overheads and further improved margins. The key thing that we did was identify your key market and get in that market. Don't try and do it by video. No, you need to be in it. So what we did is we identified quite early on that the United States was the market to be in for us, given the sort of work we do. So we actually went and acquired a subsidiary there. And some businesses may set up an office, but we actually went out and acquired a subsidiary that further added to the sort of offering of services that we could actually bring to our customers. So it wasn't just it wasn't dead money. It was actually an asset that gave us the right address plus profit, revenue and profit. Well, Kia very early on was very instrumental in helping us get in touch with expats, because the expats overseas have a wonderful network of people that may or may not want to come back to New Zealand. If they don't want to, chances are they know somebody who does. So our business is about repatriation of a lot of expats. We have expats, we have repats, and because they're in animal health, we have cowpats. so basically we have a range of people that we've brought back into the country. But also we do import a lot of expertise from Europe and the United States to sort of trickle down the learnings and so forth to fresh graduates that we actually employ locally. Well, I think surviving for us is, for me it means if you're not growing, you're dying. So surviving is all about growth, and thriving is turning that growth into meaningful revenue, meaningful profit. So improving your margins and growing that business by pouring that profit back in and just growing and growing and growing. I think I'm sort of, my default answer to any question is yes. Sorry, yes and when. So I'm very, very optimistic, and I think the last 3 days as part of this Kia event have taught me that there's a huge number of people that are similarly minded that can actually be brought together. And I think that on the back of the fact that there's a sort of a groundswell of enthusiasm and a groundswell of can-do attitude, I think. And to put those two together, it's like being in Rotorua. The mud's boiling and bubbling away, we're just waiting for the geyser to go off. And I think that's what we're actually going to be experiencing in the next few years.